Hey guys, it's Lonnie Zell here, the lead developer of the CodeIgniter 4 project, coming to you after 4+ years, wow, what a number, of development in my free time, along with a bunch of other developers that have helped out over this last year or two, to get CodeIgniter 4 and make it a reality finally. CodeIgniter 4 is a complete rewrite of the entire framework pretty much to bring it up to more modern standards. We have some additional modern features, more security oriented features. We've got view layouts, a debug toolbar built in, some other debug tools. There's a bunch of stuff that's improved. It's more object-oriented, it's more flexible, and almost every bit as fast. So we think it's a great thing here. But it's finally here, and so I would like to go over today how to install it real quick, all right? The way that I recommend is going through the Composer installation, all right? This requires you have Composer installed, but it allows for so much flexibility and so much more of that modern development feel, right? Because there are a lot of other frameworks that you can take advantage of. Not frameworks, there's a lot of other packages you can take advantage of so that you don't have to completely reinvent the wheel, of course. Nobody likes doing that. Okay, who am I lying? We're developers. We all like reinventing the wheel. However, we don't get paid to reinvent the wheel all the time, right? And so there's security benefits to doing it, performance benefits sometimes. Lots of us like to use it. Not everybody, and I get that, but today that's how we're going to go over, all right? So the easiest way here, let's go over to our command line. So do Composer. Now in this case, I've got Composer already installed globally on my computer. If you don't, you can go to getcomposer.com. Here, I'm sure you know about this since you're watching this, but getcomposer.org. You can download a FAR file if you want, or you can install it like they've got there. However you want to do it. For me, I've got it installed globally. So I can just do Composer, create project, CodeIgniter 4/framework. All right. Sorry, not framework. App Starter. There are a couple different repositories here. If we look at this, all right, now if you're going to download it and go, this is the one you want to come to, CodeIgniter 4/framework over at GitHub. This is your clean starting spot, all right? We've also got the main repository here, CodeIgniter 4, and this is where we develop it all, right? This has got a bunch of other stuff that you have no desire to have in your projects, like our issue templates. We've got release scripts, for generating our releases, a bunch of other stuff here that obviously is not relevant to you and your app. So for that case, if you're doing a download and go with framework. That's set up and it's ready. It's clean for you. All right. Now, if you're using Composer, though, we use the App Starter framework. So what's the difference between App Starter and the other one? Well, if we look here, we're missing the system folder, right? We've got it nice and clean for you still with just the stuff, or with, well, looks like there's a few files we clean up, but with the files that you need mostly to start a new application. You've got your application folder, your writable folder for your cache and your logs, stuff like that, your test folder, because of course tests, and your public folder, which is where you're pointing your web URL to, your directory root, right? The thing it's missing here, though, is your Composer folder. Is your CodeIgniter core system files, right? The reason for that is because it's pulled in by Composer, and this allows you to easily update CodeIgniter as it improves, and just use Composer to quickly do it. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to put this under CI install, and then we wait a few minutes or seconds. Or my internet here, I recently moved out in a little bit of the country. And they told me that I was going to have great internet. And so we bought the house, and I signed up for this great internet, and it wasn't actually available on the street that I moved to, of course. So my internet's not the greatest here all the time. So this is going to load it here, and it may take us a small moment here, right? Oh, there we go, pulling from cache. Good for you. There we go. So if we go into our CI install directory here, all right, so there we are. We got it. Since we're using Composer, you'll see that it created a vendor folder, and in that vendor folder, it's got all of your stuff for PHP unit for running your tests. That's already pre-installed for you, so that if you want to run tests, all you have to do is, vendor PHP unit, I think is what does it. I've got an alias set up, so I never have to think about it. All I have to do is type in that, and it does it for all these setups. Which, by the way, is super handy. You should do that if you can. But it's got PHP unit there for you. It's got, come up here, we'll see, CodeIgniter. It also keeps the latest version of Kint, which is one of our debugging tools that we use. And then the Laminus Escaper here, which used to be the Zend Escaper. It's since gone under a different name. And that handles our sanitization, our escaping of stuff for reviews, right? And so those will always stay up to date for you. Beautiful, right? So let's look at getting it up and running. So what do we got to do here? First thing you can do is you can use a built-in server that we've got, all right? But however, we got to do one other thing real quick. So let's see, oops. Copy our env to .env. No, do not correct it. There we go. So if we look again here, it's created a .env file. And what the env files are, I first read about them on 12-Step Programming Manifesto. You can look that up and find it there. But basically, this allows you to, on each of your servers, whether it's your local server or one of your teammates' local servers, or development environments, or a staging server, a production server, each one of those you can put a different .env file up. These will automatically be read into the system, and the config options will automatically be set into your config files. This makes it so you can put credentials, usernames, passwords, all that kind of stuff in the .env file, so it never gets put into your Git repository, never gets put under version control. That's very, very important, because that's the whole point of these. That way there's no chance of credentials leaking out, and they're specific to each environment, right? So we had to create one of those, because by default, as a security measure, CodeIgniter will run in production environment, right? I guess let's go ahead and run that to show you. And Spark is our command line tool here, okay? I don't know if you've seen that yet. We'll probably go over that in depth some other day, but Spark is our command line tool. And we can serve it here using PHP's built-in server. We've done a couple little tricks to help it emulate running under a full server with like mod rewrite running and stuff like that, okay? Oh, hey, look, I've already got another one running. But it will run startup for you and tell you exactly where you can go to get to it, right? In this case, I had one already running from some development I was doing a little bit earlier tonight. So we'll go over here to our browser, go there, and we see, hey, welcome to CodeIgniter. Here's our new welcome page for you. It's got links to the different places you might need, and it's ready for you, right? Okay, so it is working. Now, but now if we come down here and look, we are in production mode. So let's get out of production so that we can see some of our extra features, all right? So I'm going to have to stop this and edit our .env file, okay? So first thing we got to do, it's already here. We just need to uncomment it, change this to development. The other thing we need to do is you've always got to set your base URL. That's a security feature that was kind of implemented in later versions of CodeIgniter 3. But here we've forced it. I know it's a little bit of a pain, but what this does is it helps stop, not really phishing, I guess phishing, there's a few different attacks that people can try and make it look like or insert a URL into URLs that you generate on your site, right? They can make you think you're coming from somewhere else. And so instead of auto-detecting that, we force you to write it in here, okay? So let's actually, guess I have it copied. Yeah, there we go. And that's all you got to do. So now let's run our server again. All right, you see we are now in development. And that's all there is to it. From this point, you are free to dig in and start developing new features with your new application. It's that simple. And those are the couple little gotchas you got to look out for. All right, so that's it for this time. I will be at you next week, I imagine, with another one or two of these. Get you up and running a little faster in understanding how the new CodeIgniter works. All right. Talk to you guys later. If you would, though, consider subscribing to this channel, because I'm going to be adding stuff. Once you subscribe, hit the bell so you know exactly when this stuff's put out. Tell all your friends about it, of course, right? Because it's free training by the guy who wrote the silly thing. What more could you want? Okay, there's probably a lot more polish. There's probably a lot more knowledge. Anyway, there's a lot more you could want. But do it anyway. Subscribe. It'll be good. We'll have fun. You'll learn stuff. Have a good day, guys. See ya.